Did you hear that? That's the mating call for the 50 BMG. Isn't it beautiful?
Hello, 45 Alpha Charlie Papa channel here. Today we got something a little different for you. Something you don't just see every day. They have discontinued this model. We were at a small gun show a few weekends back. Q-Man and me went to a gun show. I like going to some of the small ones around here when I can get to them, but you know, it was about an hour and a half drive to get there. And you know, about an hour and a half drive to get back. It's kind of nice to see some of the stuff you don't normally see at the bigger shows here in town. You know, we've got a couple of promoters that do shows here in town, and you see a lot of the same stuff or some of the same dealers. A lot of times you get a mix of some different guys in there, but it's nice to see something out in the country, see what they're kind of looking at. You don't get all the AR stuff and stuff like that. So he was kind of perusing through the racks, and he's built his AR. But, you know, something kind of intrigued him, and that was this little Rossi R223 break open single fire rifle. Very big, heavy bull, 24-inch, I think it's a 24-inch barrel on this. Kind of a cool little gun. Now, this is not the Wizard. This, I think, was made after the Wizard. This is, I believe, pre-Taurus also. That does not have the keyhole on the back of the hammer here, or the Taurus lock that some of the Wizards and some of the other ones had. But he looked relatively new. I don't think it hadn't been shot a whole lot, or just been sitting on the dealer shelf for a long time. It is set up for scope only. Does not have any front sight or rear sight to it, so we had to go out and get a scope for it. But really cool firearm. I really like it. I think we're going to enjoy shooting it. You know, it's fun to go out to the range and you know, put 150, 200 rounds down range in an hour and a half. Hey, that's a good time. But you know, when you get back in the car and everything's said and done, and you realize I just shot through $100, $200 worth of ammo in an hour and a half. You know, well, with something like this is more of a varmint gun, target gun, and you know, you can go out there and just enjoy being out at the range. You know, shoot at your own pace. You don't have to put hundreds of rounds through and spend a whole lot of money on, with, you know, shooting a shingle shot. You know, just trying to get as accurate as you possibly can. Now, it does have a safety here. Kind of odd safety, because you can't really put it in safe till the hammers draw back. Then you can put it in safe. But once you get it in safe, it won't come out of safe until the hammer is forward. And then you can take it out of safe. So there's that. It does have the transfer bar safety in here that you find on most revolvers. So it's got a safe action on here where you know, the trigger has to be all the way back in order for the hammer to hit the firing pin. It does have another safety on here that the gun has to be tilted up like this in order to pull the hammer back. If it's down, this hammer catches and won't go all the way back, and it's catching on that transfer bar and the firing pin. So kind of a cool rifle. We did get a couple parts for it that we're going to put on here. We've got this Carlson's hammer extender. It took me a while to find the hammer extension that I needed. They've got some for the Henry Golden Boys, and they have this universal one which should fit most hammer fired pistols and or rifles. I just wasn't sure, but hey, it was only like 12 bucks, so figured take a shot at it. It does say on here it fits Rossi, so something that I wasn't finding in the description online. Even on their website it doesn't say anything like that, but on the packaging it says that. So we're going to get this put on because once that scope comes up over top of here, it's going to be hard to get to this hammer, so you need an extension on one side or the other, and this goes on both sides. He also bought a scope for it, sniper scope. We're going to add to this. Pretty big scope for this gun, but I think he's going to have some fun with it. This is a 3x9x50 Explorer class scope, so that ought to be that should be fun. But well, let's go ahead and get the parts on that. We just got this cleaned up. We're ready to take it out and shoot it. We'll go ahead and get the scope and everything on there, get it sighted in, take it out, sight it in, and just see what we think about this cool little single shot break open Rossi rifle. All right, we are in the shop here, and first things first, let's go get this hammer extender on here. There it is there. You can see there's a slot there that the hammer goes through. Knurled on both ends. You've got an Allen screw in there. It comes with the Allen wrench you need. So let's go ahead and get this put on. Now we're going to go make sure the Carlson's is up on there. But that's the nice thing with this. It is ambidextrous, so it can be put either way. And tightening it down. On there pretty solid. It's not going to go anywhere. Pretty simple. It makes a huge difference being able to get to that hammer once the scope comes up over the top. So let's go ahead and get the scope installed. Okay, we're back, and there it is, the rifle. We put the hammer extension on there, so it makes it a lot easier to grab that hammer instead of trying to grab up underneath the scope. I think that's going to work out really well for him. We went ahead and switched this around to the long end over on the other side. He just felt like it felt better to him being on that side, so that's fine. It only took a couple of seconds to flip that over. Got this huge scope on here. Scope actually ends here. There's a big sunshade on this scope, but ought to be a good little varmint rifle, good little target shooter. Went back, checked some of the stats on it. It's a 1 in 12 twist. Should shoot the lightweight varmint 223 rounds really well. It is 6 grooves, button rifling, 23-inch heavy bull barrel. So hopefully we can squeeze a little accuracy out of this thing. Be a great little prairie dog or varmint rifle, or just take out to the range, shoot targets, have some fun, try to maybe get a little distance out of it. But this is 45 Alpha Charlie Papa Channel, and now we're going to go over to the range. We're going to shoot it. We'll come back and give you our thoughts, final thoughts on this neat little Rossi 223 single shot rifle. More accurate, but you gotta change the shell every time. Looking okay, we're back from the range with the single shot Rossi, and it is a nice little rifle from what I could tell. Q-Man took it out today. He put about 75 rounds through it today. He was having fun with it. Just shot it till he ran out of ammunition. Ungrateful little bastard didn't let me try to shoot it at all. So we will be revisiting this at some time when I can get out and actually shoot it and see. But this is his target with it. As you can see, his last 3 were right in here, but he was just kind of getting it sighted in, started grouping, trying to get it sighted in for him. So that it looks like it's going to be a shooter. The couple issues we had with it today, trigger extension, or the hammer extension, fell off after about the 5th or 6th shot. So we'll need to figure out how to get that on a little bit better. The other issue he's having with it, and it happened about 8 or 9 times with him is that every once in a while the ejector here will override the rim on the cartridge, and you have to get in there with a knife or something and pop that spent cartridge out. So that's about the only issue he really had with it. Other than that, fired very well. Had a couple light strikes, but that had to do with this sliding up forward on the hammer and catching on the release here. So that wasn't an issue with the gun. That was an issue with this little extension here. But overall, he had a great time with it. He really enjoyed the rifle. You know, like I said, about 70, 75 rounds through it today, and he didn't let me shoot a one of them. I went over to the handgun range, was shooting some other stuff, but he didn't even save any for me, and he seemed to have a good time with it. If he had more ammo, he would have put more through it. He was really enjoying shooting this gun. It's a pleasure to shoot, from what I could tell. But this is 45 Alpha Charlie Papa channel, and this is Rossi Single Shot 223. Again, we will come back and revisit this. I was noticing the brass that he brought back to me, very clean. Unlike the brass you see with coming out of an AR. This one I don't even think I'm going to have to tumble it. I think we can just go right ahead and resize, reload it. So that's kind of nice. But beautiful little Rossi Single Shot 223, 45 Alpha Charlie Papa, and I am out.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.